So we always joke about the hellscape that is the internet, the toxic nature of Twitter, YouTube, and in general social media. But there have been some glimmers of hope that the evils of the legacy media are being replaced by something useful. And the last few years have been amazing when it comes to allowing these outlets to blow up or these individuals to kind of expand. I mean, on the surface of it, a prime example is Shuan Head, for example, with her work revealing like pedophiles that are trying to pass off their behavior as okay on Twitter and such, and there's been many examples of that. The importance of men's rights and how it is important, even if you're a person on the left, to care about people that are literally 50% of the population, the male population. Their mental well-being matters. But there's been a few examples more of late, 3 examples specifically that I wanted to point out to kind of show that investigative journalism has a future in the YouTube landscape, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future with it. First of all, got to start off with CoffeeZilla, with Sam Bankman-Fried going off to jail and facing who knows how many charges, and all the millions of dollars him and his organization stole and filtered over to Democratic politicians and such. It's fantastic to see what CoffeeZilla was able to do with expanding that. And there was, out of curiosity, I googled Sam Bankman-Fried and CoffeeZilla to see what would come up, and there was this other YouTuber called Tech Lead. He's got like 3 million subscribers, and he's like, CoffeeZilla is this evil person. He shows the negative way our culture is going nowadays, and it's terrible. He basically revealed that CoffeeZilla did nothing wrong. What CoffeeZilla did with hiding his identity with really what he was trying to do for a positive, to reveal that Sam Bankman-Fried and his organization, FTX, are doing terrible things. They were stealing money from people and filtering it into whatever it is, either their own bank accounts, political operations they wanted, what then go over to also CoffeeZilla revealed when it came to Logan Paul and all the sketchy NFT and blockchain crypto things he was involved in. It's fantastic to see all the work he's done. His production quality is incredible. What he's done with the whole future, like Blade Runner, sci-fi detective aesthetic. It's really cool to see, and I definitely suggest you check him out. And he's coming out every couple of weeks with different cases. He's not stopped since Bankman-Fried. That's only allowed him to blow up. I think he even was on Joe Rogan and Breaking Point's another independent outlet I always talk about. It's great to see just one guy, and I'm assuming he's got some people he hires to do some of the work, but it's great. That's the future of investigative journalism. Going over to something that was huge in the tech space, let's start off with describe what Linus Media Group is. There's a YouTube channel called Linus Tech Tips. It's huge, millions and millions of subscribers. It's expanded from having 3 people to, I think they're pushing 90 employees at least on the roster over there. Huge daily uploads across like 5 different channels. It's an incredible rags to riches story what Linus Sebastian and his wife Yvonne have been able to do over the last 15 years or something like that. But there's a problem. And Gamers Nexus, investigative reporter in this situation, they're a review channel. They've had problems in the past with Linus Tech Tips with some of the stuff they've done. Did a breakdown tell-all on why they know there is a problem with the Linus Tech Tips is doing. Their organization is called Linus Media Groups. You'll see their reference all the time, LMG. And they straight up were showing graphs, reviewing like very expensive technology where the data was wrong. It was wrong entirely. They were totally screwing the pooch when it came to giving accurate information to consumers. And when you have millions and millions of subscribers, where you have people, I watched some other people talking about this situation where they were Best Buy workers or big box retailer workers, where they're told as employees, if you want to sell more goods, go watch Linus Tech Tips. They got all the details. It's an important place where you can kind of see what's up and coming. Is this actually a good product? Is this a bad product? And Linus Media Group was caught not accurately revealing anything. Like they were messing up charts all the time. They ended up giving away a prototype cooling block for a small company that should have never happened. I mean, they should have been sued into oblivion just because of doing something like that. So they had huge inventory problems. It was revealed also, this wasn't a Gamers Nexus's thing, but there was a former social media manager called Madison that worked there, and all this attention going to the other bad things revealed a tremendous HR problem that Linus Media Group is having. It ended up resulting in Linus Media Group shutting down operations for a week or two to kind of reevaluate how they collect information to make sure that they themselves are being good journalists and with the data that they're reporting when it comes to reviews. I mean, this is serious. If you are doing reviews like this, you're a journalistic outlet too. Linus Media Group, yes, they're entertainment, that's very important, but they are a journalistic outlet, and they're putting wrong information and putting in like little annotations that say, oh, we fixed that, we were wrong on this, or putting in the top comment, hey, we screwed this up. That's inexcusable. When you have so many employees, this is a prime example of you can't release more product then you can make sure that what you're putting out there is accurate. And they weren't doing that. Linus, fortunately, has stepped back to being a chief vision officer as his new role. They've hired a CEO to actually do the operations of the company. It seems like this is a big way he's stepping in and is making sure that the company is going to be accurate going forward, because they need to be trusted. If you can't be trusted, there's no point in you putting videos out there. There has to be a level of trust between you and your audience, and LMG betrayed that trust in a very sad way, but I'm happy they're starting to release videos now. They're not doing much in the way of formal technology reviews. It's more of the fun sort of tech videos of like a home stereo system that he's putting in his own house with his crew putting it together. It'll be really interesting to see what their labs, which is a new division of Linus Media Group, that they're able to really do it right. Because if you can't do it right, you need to back off. And so I think there's also been investigation internally with regards to their HR practices, because obviously there's big problems there. And that's kind of the problem when you grow from 3 guys and you expand to such a huge company. Like the good old boys attitude, you can't have that anymore. You're just opening yourself up to, he's damn lucky he wasn't sued, in my opinion. I think Madison likely, especially considering the travel she did, I mean, there's probably more to the story. I mean, we're only basically going off of one side, because Linus Media Group has not really revealed too much when it came to this story specifically, but they had problems, and we'll see what happens. All right, last example I definitely want to bring up where investigative journalism is really showing its worth on YouTube is KDH. Primarily does guitar amps reviews and things like that, music industry news and such. Revealing Andertons, which is one of the biggest guitar review and amp review channels in the world. It's a music retailer in England, and KDH revealed that Anderton's owner is actually an owner of Victory amps also. So the reason why this is important is they review Victory amps. At no point did he reveal that he had an ownership stake in this company. So anytime he was, in the past, the captain, is the way he referred to himself, is hawking amps and guitars all the time. They would always reveal, like Burns guitars, for example. He would always say, "Hey, I'm an owner of this. This is an R brand sort of thing." But he never revealed that with Victory, and it was hidden through like multiple levels. KDH did an amazing job of investigating what happened, looking up copyright, and seeing like, okay, does this slew of companies own this? Does it connect over to this other thing? And it did. And I think that's very important, because it's dishonest. It's dishonest sales. Like LMG, they're not necessarily selling things except for their LTTstore.com stuff. When it comes to Andertons, you need to trust these reviews that, yes, you understand that they're also selling these products, but you'd hope that they're being honest when they have a stake in that company. Because if they don't have a stake in that company, you think, oh, okay, yeah, they're selling it, but they could be kind of selling something else that maybe they view as a little more worthwhile. And they betray it, once again, betrayal of trust. And maybe that's the big message of this. If you have a company, if you have a media outlet, if or why not put anything into the world? You can't betray the trust of the people that are listening to you and paying attention to you. I try my damnedest. If I have a connection to an organization I'm talking about here, if I have a relationship with the person who's a guest that is worthwhile me revealing ahead of time, like a law professor or something here over at the University of New Hampshire, because I worked there for 12 years. I always say that. I was a long-time employee over there. I've done a lot of work over there. I reveal that, hey, I'm a state employee for my day job. I don't hide that. I put it out there so that you understand what perspective I have. And it's been a huge issue with legacy media is they don't reveal where their allegiances lie unless you really look into it. It's the reason why an example of that is pharmaceutical ads. Like, hey, a lot of people have opened their eyes when it comes to the fact that they're pushing all these different drugs, and through ads from Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, all these multinational corporations, people really don't trust them. It really led to a lot of issues with COVID, where people don't know whether they can trust these organizations that are supposedly giving the news, but also selling advertisements, or showing advertisements for these pharmaceutical companies that are making untold billions of dollars off of the COVID vaccine. It's very strange, and we're finally starting to see some more come out when it comes to these sorts of things, and people are losing trust in the vaccine, which maybe they're right in losing that, maybe they're not right in losing it, but we don't really have the information because that trust has been betrayed, and we don't know where to look to for the truth. Whatever the truth is out there, lol. I don't know. I'm happy to see these small outlets. Once again, check out Shoe on Head, CoffeeZilla, Gamers Nexus, KDH. Thanks as just a general YouTube community member for you guys putting out the information you do. Also, please like and subscribe. Thanks for checking out my rant here with regards to this. I always talk about covering the media. I think the new media is just important in 2023, and it's the reason why the presidential candidates are all going out to these independent outlets. They're no longer just relying on the legacy media unless they are a Joe Biden or someone like that. So, I don't know. I have not lost hope in the future of the media in this country, and I hope you don't also. All right. Thanks for checking this out. TheNewEnglandTake.com to get more from the outlet. All sorts of pictures and events. My family's been out and about all over the region this summer, so there's all sorts of stuff up there that maybe give ideas for into the fall or next summer. And yeah, talk to you soon.